Hello and welcome back to the Madden God. I'm Max, your host. I'm here joined by the wonderful, the amazing, the stellar, the inimitable Roxanne.
Hello, Max.
Hi,
Welcome back,
Roxy.
everyone. Hi, honey. How are you?
I'm great, and you?
Good, 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 good. Sound check okay?
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
To all the listeners, thank you
Sorry.
for tuning in to the Madden God.
Yeah, very mad. So, what are we going to talk about this week?
Well, I wanted to reiterate something. I want you all to think maybe a foundational punch of something uh, uh, solidifying a concept, making it part of you, the recognition idea. So if we look at creation and the creator created all that is, then we must know that we are the creator and we are a perspective of the creator, but we are the creator. And there is no who is first, who is second, because there's only one. So it's never time, it's never idea. So don't let your mind take you away with those ideas. Just concentrate that you're the only one in creation and you created everything around you, which you are. And in the experience of separation, you do not know you are the creator. So everything around you is looked at as something outside of you. And what I want to get people to opportune themselves in recognition by representing this through my words, to recognize that they are creating their own universe. Now, first time I heard that, I said, bullshit. Because I said, no, I don't want this. No, I don't want that. I didn't ask for this. I didn't want to create it. So that was just my reflection, my interpretation of creation happening. But what I missed was I was creating my experience with my truths. So I really want you to stop and hone in on that. So let's say you get together with a person and you're expecting something, but you don't even know you're expecting anything. You get into a situation, and then all of a sudden you have a reaction. And let's go to the easy reactions, the ones that people are uncomfortable with, a negative reaction. So it upsets you because the person you're with, so A said to B, hey, can you do this, this, and this? And A was expecting, because it wasn't a big deal, it was the norm. But you must realize that expectation, that norm, what you're telling another is to basically, with expectation, act in accordance with what I want, of course. And when that person doesn't do that, then you react. And that reaction is negative, and the feelings are horrible, and you get upset, and you get mad, you get frustrated, and you start to blame, and you really are externalizing. So, why am I saying this? Because I want you to be able to see you're interpreting that person through belief systems which create your experience. And you must, if you want to ascend this game, recognize it's you, the creator of your own bubble universe. And if you look around in a 360-degree bubble right now, just go ahead and give yourself a spin, look around, down, up. It's a rounded idea. I mean, it might be flat, but that's all you see. That's what we're talking about, your reality of now. It's not a very big reality. Oh, your reality is vast. If you use your memory, you had it in your entire lifetime. And all those are reals and those are occurrence of your space-time continuum. There's nothing invalid about those. But we're talking about the current self. We stay now to understand ourselves in the now. We stay present. We stay focused in the now and like, okay, I called this person and I wanted to ask them some questions. And I ask them the questions, and they're not answering the questions. They're telling me reasons that I'm asking the questions, and that's not the point. So I am getting angry with this person because they're not doing what I want them to do. And I might assign that to, well, it's courtesy, it's expected, and that's what normal people do. I can find all the excuses in the world why their behavior is making me angry, and I'm going to assign it to the outside. I want you to see that that's an internal, as all creation is subjective interpretation, an internal truth, how to perceive this moment of reality, the moment of now, and therefore create your experience. Let's not forget this. You must understand we're constantly interpreting reality every second. And if you become this absolute master of observation, you're going to see it's your shit that you are feeling. Your belief system's bullshit. Not that all belief systems are bad, they have positive natures about them too. And those are good things. You believe in a God outside of you, then booyah, go to church and praise the God that you love. And it gives you a good emotional experience. That's not right or wrong, that's choice. That's all we do is represent. This is your truth creating your reality right now. So it doesn't matter if the equation equals an emotion of negative, mediocrity, or positive, and anything in between. That's irrelevant. What it is recognition to see that I'm creating these beliefs. Beliefs, they're not knowings. They're beliefs. A knowing is a person that doesn't have a debatable reaction to an idea of an interpretation. With beliefs, most people argue with beliefs or take one side of beliefs or another. They have hope in them, they have faith in them, they have trust in them. It is an external relationship. So you understand it's a belief because it's equated through emotion. A lot of you fight for your beliefs. So you recognize these things, and that is the way you get to experience your reality. That is exactly what's happening every now. Think about it, guys. Really, really observe. Every time you have a vibrational moment of now, and you might not be able to get this your first fucking day or your first year, you're going to work diligently every moment to recognize and create the observer about your reality. And then, even if you don't understand it's an emotion, it doesn't matter. You're doing the work. That's why it's a journey. So, the more you do this, the more you recognize yourself, your observation, you say, wow, I'm reacting to the outside. And it might sweep you off your feet and take you into a thing. And there's more work to be done. But that's what this is about. You're the creator that forgot you're a creator. Everything you know is from the human experience. Everything you pull up in your memory is from the human. Oh, you might have recollections of other lives and other ideas, but we're talking to the day to day action of the now of interpretation. And if you observe those ideas, then you will see your internal truths being recognized by the creator that woke up, the observer, and say, wow, I am definitely creating my reality. I am mad at the person, I'm mad at the outside, I'm assigning it to that externalism. That's the idea of objectification. I see that and I'm allowed to have that. And if you start being honest, then you realize you're creating your experience with these truths. Never, ever forget that. I don't care how bad you want to assign it. That is interpretation. That interpretation gives you an emotional feeling, then you know you are interpreting through a belief system that says yes. It's like it's like a vibrational pair of glasses for the body, for the experience. Okay? If you put on a certain pair of glasses, you see a certain way. If you put on another pair of glasses, you see another way. So you can see that if you change your belief systems, then you have different experiences, right? And if you understand that you can change those relationships, and people say people can change, people don't change. Yes, they can. But they can't change through outside sources. They have to change the belief systems by first recognizing and owning their own shit. That's their belief systems. This is my anger, my guilt, my hope, my need, my want, my desire. And it almost sounds obtuse that you can't walk around having desires and wants and needs and things of the future. But these are all created realities of right fucking now. There is no time. Time is another part of created reality. It's not a standard, it's a created experience. So yes, time exists, past exists, it all exists. It's not fake, but what it is, it's created in the moment, which gives you an experience of the human. So you have to back up, look down at the planet Earth, watch yourself walk around and saying, every moment is happening right now. My memory says it has something to do with yesterday. My memory creates a projection out of my memory. I create a possible time of the future. And that would be better than this. So now I have want, but that's an experience of what's happening right now. And if you're honest enough with yourself, I bet you can see how many years you've spent trying, talking about things that have never happened. But it's fulfilling, isn't it? Why do conspiracy theorists keep talking about conspiracy? Because it's emotionally fulfilling. It's a dynasty of identity. You can carry it on for a lifetime. People carry themselves as purposeful lifetimes. They go to work and they're dedicated to their career. That's an emotional identity. And that doesn't need to be squandered. It doesn't need to be thrown away. It's very valid to the subjective universe. Let them have it. But we're talking about you and the recognition of the awakener to see that you can create and continue to create identities. But if you can recognize them, then you have the return of choice. And that choice allows you to ascend or transcend these belief systems, which allow your relationship to the reality to change. Emotions cease, they diminish. You start becoming this divinity, and then you realize that your entire relationship to life is no longer subjective to the reactions of the ego self that perpetrate a cycle of instantaneous interpretations, therefore giving you a cycle of instantaneous emotions of a human identity. Very simple to see. So the awakener has courage and forges itself in the will of the now to change and awaken its own kingdom, to return to the creator. Why are we so goddamn busy trying to fix the planet that's not broken? Why are we so distracted with these things? Because I'll tell you why. Because they're emotionally exciting. They're fulfilling. I'm doing a good thing. I'm doing this. I'm getting off of the grid. I'm cleaning up the environment. I'm doing all of this. It's better for the collective. It's better to recycle. It's better to go back to the basics and create and grow my own food and do all this stuff. It's better. Yes, it is better. To who? To you. That's what you need to see. You assigning this shit to the outside, saying it's better for them, you're representing an intention. You're telling creation that they're fucking wrong if you think that this represents a way to go. You're just another goddamn Stalin. You're another fucking tyrant. That's all you are. Oh, yeah, you're not doing the idea of executions and oppression, but it's the idea of vibrational oppression, telling another, you need to behave as I do because I'm right. Really? You're right. Of course you're right, but you're right. Exclusively you're right. And all of a sudden, here comes, uh, you know, little Miss Fishy that doesn't decide to go along with your right. And then you get to experience, they're so wrong. And then you get emotional. And what are you doing? Back up to the observer. Look at the idea. You're creating a fucking now, leading you back to the realization like I'm reacting. Why do I need to fix the planet? Because I perceive it as broken. Why do I need to eat certain foods? Because am I posturing an idea of this wonderful exploration of veganism for my own benefit? Or am I posturing an idea of veganism because the humans need to stop eating animals? You're not eating an animal, you're eating fucking light, a vibrational representative of a thought. You're having an experience on a fucking holodeck. Time to mature past your own little distractions. If you want to play the game of ascension, if you want to play the game of human, keep choosing your emotions, and I guarantee you it's going to be the same exact relationship you've always had. Emotional idea of identities, thousands of identities passing through. I really want to reiterate that and realize how much you create your own reality every day. Go ahead, Max. How about give me a chit chat on
Well, I'm here listening to you, and I couldn't just keep going listening to you for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. But beside that, I don't know if you would at some point say, well, after 10, 24 hours, say enough.
that?
But
Sometimes
no,
it'll have to be enough.
yeah. But that's not the point. I was here thinking, yeah, I could keep going listening to you. And then I said, look at this, an example of creating my reality. I'm here, listen in this moment, and I have the privilege, if you allow me to say that, that I'm listening to you in this moment, and I'm saying reality is perfect, and oh, I'm creating this. So yeah, it's perfect because this is my now.
Yes.
Right? Um, and I remember one of the things that I heard Bashar saying, and then you listen to that, and or also in with Seth, when you read Seth, and then right, you there, and what is this? How does it work? Because to be honest, today I went to work and I hate it. Today I had to interact with my um, head of office and I hate him. And today I had to drive to work and I hate that. There is always so many cars and it's so stressful. And how can I create that for myself, right? Or um, I'm in financial trouble. And I can't do little with my finances. And how can I create that, right? These kind of things. And when you take that side, or you just watch things from that perspective, then yeah, you say, oh, how can they say that I'm creating my reality when it's so oh miserable, right? But the thing is this is that if you look at that and you say it's miserable, yeah, then it's miserable. Absolutely, you're right. There is no way to be contradicted on that. You know better than anyone else that your reality, that your life is miserable. But then if you allow to have another perspective coming in, you hate your job, but you have a job. There's people that has no job. You have a revenue. So it's not that you have nothing, right? So it's just the way you look at things that then also determines the way you are, your perspective, the way you are interacting with yourself, because that's still you. And when you have that perspective, what you are missing is that that is a choice, that is something that is there in that moment because you choose to have that in that moment. Now, is an experience. Now, yes, you do not prefer that. Then the question is, then why is it there? Because it's still your reality in the moment. Then the question becomes, do you realize that that is your opposition to your now, your your perception of being there in that constant hating everything that is happening to you in the moment. You are in opposition with that. So then the question becomes, what do you expect from opposition? Do you expect to love your work? Do you expect to love your superior, your colleagues, your whatever? Do you expect to love those things when you are opposing it? Now, the other thing is that you talk about that in this moment, you're talking about something that is in your memory, but also that becomes your moment because you're expressing it in the moment. So you are holding that, right? You are bringing that is in your memory, that you are displeased with your reality, with what you are interacting with, but you're still talking about that later on in other moment. So it means that somehow that's what you prefer. Because one thing that Bashar says, right? Express your passions in the moment at the best you can, without any pressure of outcome. But here is the thing: it's that we cannot express anything else than what we are expressing in the moment. Therefore, what we are expressing in the moment must be our passion in the moment. Then you can, it depends how do you perceive passion, but that is the thing. It's that it's there. It's the moment. So then it must be that you are expressing is exactly what you want to express. So when you realize that, and you realize that that is what you choose to express in the moment, then how do you mm, go through it, or you let go of your opposition? Well, first of all, you do not let go of it, you become it, you are it. Then maybe there is action to be taken there. Maybe if you hate so much your reality, then that means that maybe there is something that you are choosing not to do, or you keep yourself in that. You have other options. Maybe you're not taking those other options. And sometimes when you look into the hate that there is about aspects of someone's life, is that they are doing that because they have not the courage of letting go of that and doing something that passions them much more, or they would like to do another job, but they are not expert, or they think that they are not good enough for that, or right, there's things like that that you can find behind that opposition, that hate, that unsatisfaction. There is something that leads to that opposition, or that supports that opposition, or that gives the perspective of saying I don't like my life. So then again, are you taking those actions that are supporting you in changing that you do not prefer? Because if you do not prefer it and you keep choosing it, because if you keep going to the job that you hate, and I mean, I'm I'm expert to that, right? I've done that, so I know what it is. But then if you keep choosing it, why don't you just choose differently? Because the choosing differently is still available to each one of us. Because again, coming back to, we create our reality, I create my reality, so you do that too, Roxy does that too, everyone does that. So then why, if you choose differently, why will it go badly? Why would you do that to yourself? If you choose your passion, if you choose what you prefer, oh, I'm not saying that it's gonna be right. We're still human. We are still giving ourselves experiences. Yeah, absolutely. We'll do that. And you choose your passion, but then you start doubting. You're not confident, etc., etc. So there are things that come in between. Absolutely. But if you work on yourself, you do this work, you perceive these things, you follow with all of this, you enter in it, and you let go of of all of that. You work on your fears, you work on your thing on those things. Then change happens. It's inevitable. So your reality changes. So you can find the trust. You can let go of your fears, of your opposition. But first, you become it. You go through it. You throw your head against the wall thousands of times. We have all done that until finally you get there to the moment where you say, well, it's me. And well, now it's me. Let me just choose differently. And but it's a choice for sure. It's a choice to work on these things. It's a choice to take this evolutionary, this ascension journey. It's a choice. So from there are steps, and the recognition of being the one that is creating your reality is part of this journey, completely and totally and fully. And it's going to come to you, as always, step by step, not at once. And the externalization happens, and it comes back until you then realize it. You observe yourself externalizing, and you hate yourself, and you just think that you are just missing it, and doing wrong and all of that, until then you just accept it, and you throw your head against the wall again, 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 and then you get it. And you get it, and you say, oh, it's me, it was me all along, all this experience, it's me, it's me, it's me. And then you just finally get it.
It clicks. I wanted
Yeah.
to say, when you're doing your, this is a little bit more of a different concept, but it's nonetheless valid. Same concept. Instead of passion, uh, because humans have a relationship with passion. So how about replace the
Yes.
word passion with the will of the now, as far as you're willing your truth. People say, well, I didn't choose this, or but you keep choosing it. And maybe this example will recognize it. Some of the women out there, some of my girlfriends over the years, keep choosing uh, bad relationships. Uh, why? Well, because they say, well, I keep attracting these bad relationships. No, you're choosing to keep yourself in a bad relationship because your mind sells you the story of maybe hope, maybe you can fix this person, maybe you can make their lives better. But it's not about making a life better than another. If you want to be in service of someone, that's a total externalism, then go ahead. But this is not about servicing others. This is about servicing the self, but not in a selfish way. Don't be a child. It's to fall in love with yourself and choose yourself. Don't use externalism in this case, or you'll never escape from the idea of that separation. You'll continue it. That I'm here for them. No, you're not. There's only one God, and it's you. So you're always here for yourself. So I've seen people say, well, I must this because I keep attracting these guys, and And they do this. It's like, no, you keep choosing that. You keep making excuses for that. I had one of my students, a guy, kept on going back to the same uh, girl over and over again because he was trying to conquer her. Not in the idea, but she would cheat and he would want to know why and then try to win her back to say that he's worth it. So he's always doing that, and she'd go out and fuck someone else, and then he's going, why do I keep doing this? And I said, because you don't fucking love yourself. You need another person to validate you. So how many girls is this? Like 7, 8 girls over the last 10, 15 years? He goes, well, yeah. And I was like, well, because you keep making those choices. You don't go back to those women. You choose yourself, fall in love with yourself, and you don't, girls, you don't go back to, if you're you know going after men, you don't go back to the man or the woman that abuses you. You can't sell yourself the
Yeah.
story that that's all I'm worth. All I can do is be abused. It's very courageous. I mean, very courageous, especially some of the guys out there, what they've done to women over the years. You know, beating them up and all do all those things, and then we make excuses for that. You know,
Yeah.
and now I think it's time. So you got to fall in love with you, and right from the beginning of a relationship, right from the beginning of a relationship, you can't enact the self that you were, or you get the same results. You have to enact this new self, the self that is upfront, honest. And when things don't look like they're going to be a match, do not negotiate with your truth and start what? Start to change yourself to fit the mirror again, to fit the outside, making sacrifices. Fuck that. Because then you're going to live that truth. Marriage is hard. You need to sacrifice. Fuck that. That's negotiating with your own worth. Because we're so hell bent on, we got to find someone to fall in love with and spend our idea. Well, that's great. We can do that. But why does it have to be under the paradigm of maybe I can maybe go through 5 or 6 people to find the person that's going to fall in love with me? I have 3 ex-wives. And now my Tommy Jean, we've been together for 6 years. Not because Tommy Jean is perfect for me. I fell in love with me to attract a lover that fits me. That's what happened. I didn't create this. I didn't effort it. I start falling in love with the kingdom. So when I'm choosing to enact my own belief systems over and over again, why would I get a different reality? So when you are miserable and you're going, man, that was a bad time. Oh, here it is again. You're just looking at those things in cyclic manners, creating the experience of now. You have to change your relationship with that. You're at work and work is this. So you go home and you bitch about work, but you won't do anything because you're selling yourself a story of a consequence if you do something. And it's not that you don't need to do something. You don't need to quit. Let's not react and just say, fuck it, I'll just quit. Just go in there and start behaving as yourself. Speak up, do what you do, be a person. Don't let people run over you. Start to forge your will. If you get fired, so fuck what? At least you're good with yourself. Don't fear the future. Live now. Vibration creates realities. If you're worthy of your own self, you will attract the worthiness of the miracle that you are always. But if you keep making excuses and choosing a lifetime of reasons why you can't, then why the fuck would your life get better? Oh, I'm sorry, you have hope? Oh, that's why. Or you have prayers? Who the fuck is answering prayers? Good God, oh fucking mighty, we making up an excuse. Sometimes the best prayers are the unanswered ones. Fuck that. There's no unanswered prayers because there aren't answered prayers. Those are created realities of the now. We put it all assigned to consequence and causality. We have to mature and realize, hey guys, we're the only ones here. We're the only ones here. Me, myself, and fucking I. I'm the goddamn Trinity in my own kingdom. And I create my reality. And all of you are the same little bubble using one and all, the all, to reflect the experience of the one. You. So you must understand that you must recognize how you're creating your reality and own that shit. And when you own it, you start to transcend it. Transcendence is humility. surrender. Transcendence is the work of a master, of an enlightener, of recognition, and to transcend those beliefs and take that conditioned belief that's giving you an emotional relationship, accepting it and owning it, and watch it just mysteriously, somehow magically, diminish into an idea of condition into an unconditional rebirth of an unconditional point of view. So all of a sudden you see the same fucking thing, but you have no emotion about it. You have the truth of it that might feel like an emotion, but it won't be a positive or negative. It'll be the blissful of a moment undefined, and you will only discover that in the fucking now. But if you keep using that memory to think how it's supposed to be and what it's supposed to be and what it should be and what it can be and what I can do and what I can't do because, and then you're using all these reasons to create your now, well, your life is going to be the fucking same. I guarantee you that. The life in your history, look at it, everyone. Look at your memories. Why is it like that? Because you're God. Your future, why is it going to be that way? Because you're God. Because you create your own reality. Recognize these things. Recognize these habits. They are sometimes torturous to ascend, torturous to dismantle, so uncomfortable. But you become alive in your own anger, in your own frustration. And I got so mad at so many things. Oh, my life was taught to be angry, suspicious, bad. All I did was covet the negative side of life, and I was always trying to avoid it. I never took the time to swim in my fucking anger, to swim in the rage, and to become the life of vibrational mastery. Never took the time to do that. Well, because I didn't know I could, because I was constantly trying to fix things and make things better, and to spend a lifetime chasing my goddamn tail to a cycled, miserable, slow fucking death. And then I woke up, birthed Roxanne, birthed myself, fought and screamed for the last 12 years about my own self, finding all these things. It is a master's journey, and I used humanity to show me what I am. Can you imagine a world that was totally naked? Do you know how many things we would have in common? Everyone would be defenseless, no more masks, brutal honesty. You know how many people would be offended and mad and upset? But you also how many people would say, you're right, I'm the same way. I can see that. This is a unity. This is a collective fucking deal. And right now we're dividing ourselves against ourselves within our own kingdom, and we have no room to see the beauty of the reflection of ourselves because we're so
Yeah.
busy divided in our own castle. What are you going to say, Max? You took a breath.
no, I, I was thinking as I was listening to you, I was having this images, right, of situations where, right, with people hearing stuff here and there, and then going to, oh, our water is poisoned, or vaccines are full of microchips that are going to, the government is putting stuff, and then they're controlling us, and this and that and that and that. And I mean, I've done that, seen that, heard that, right? Okay. Now, though, here is the thing: is that why? Just the question is, why will we do that to ourselves? Why will my water be poisonous? Unless, unless I say and I believe it's poisonous, then probably it is. But here, you see, that is the thing: is that the difference between externalization and internalization is that externalization is saying, the garden is poisoning our water. Internalization is saying, and not saying, it's just being aware, knowing, the knowing. I create my reality, so the water I'm drinking comes from me. Now, this is tricky, though, because if you do that with intention, doesn't work. Your belief system is still there. It's not a belief system, it's a knowing. My water is not poisonous, right? It's different. And I do not need to will myself into saying that. It's a knowing. I know it's not poisonous. Why? Because I create my reality. Because all of this, it's me. Then, though, again, if I choose differently, if I choose to say no, it's poison, and I heard so many people saying that, oh, then the conspiracy, and the government, and then all of that. Yeah, oh my, we can't even drink our water anymore. It's so bad. All right, it is a choice. It's a choice between externalization, internalization, between valuing the outside or valuing the inside, between disempowerment and empowerment. When you take these things and you value them, you validate them, you are devaluing yourself. Because the meaning of that is, I don't believe in me. The meaning of that is, I'm not a creator. The meaning of that is, I don't trust me. Because that is a total absence of trust. And in the end, means that you do not love yourself. Because you are just accepting that you will do that to you. Because that is what that will mean. So it's, for me, that is the thing. It's clear. Or when people come and say, oh, the draconians are trying to enslave the human race, and then the government is taking all the steps they can to create to keep us under the enslavement, and making us do what they want, because, well, and etc etc etc, these kind of things. All right, stop. No, I'm not doing that to myself. No, because I know that's not what I do with myself. And those things are out there in the external lies version of reality. There are those things that are circulating between people, and even people that are using, right, channeling, or being in the awakening ascension community, blah blah, this kind of things. There are people that are giving those messages, yeah, of course, but those messages doesn't come from our friends, ed friends. It's them. It's them. It's not the external. It's them. So it's a choice, and we have to choose wisely. I choose to empower myself. I choose that I am my own domain, my own kingdom, my own everything. And so that is something that I just choose not to have anymore in my reality, in my nows. And I think that, right?
Let's talk about
Go ahead.
trust. Yeah, let's talk about trust. Okay. Someone gave me this idea years ago. Cece, the one that took a baseball bat to me to wake me the fuck up. So, because I wasn't seeing it. Trust. Trust that your bubble is now attraction. Anything you fear about your bubble is recognition of your own bullshit. So let's consider during the pandemic. During the pandemic, um, I had my groceries delivered. And of course, stay 6 feet away, let them deliver their grocery, they'll let you know, don't open the door. All these fucking rules because of panic. Right, but whatever. So as soon as those groceries are on my door and I pick them up, they're in my reality. Now they're my groceries. They didn't come from HEB. They were created in the now. Everything is created right now, over and over and over and over and over again. If you don't understand that, go read your Seth material. Go read your fucking Seth material. Seth Speaks, Seth Material. Read both of those books and you will understand how we constantly creating ourselves. So those groceries that came to my door, I didn't need to worry about if the bags had COVID on it or this or that. I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about if this water that I'm going to drink is contaminated unless I bring that shit into there. But I can't affirm myself out of that. I can't go,
Yeah.
this is bad, good water. That's just bullshit. I got to trust
Yeah.
and be the now. I can't think about anything. I trust where I'm at in the now. If I'm now and I'm right now, I'm thirsty. Okay, I go to the sink and I drink water. It's my water and it's my now. I'm not thinking, oh my God, I better prepare myself. This water is going to be cleansed because I am God. I'm not talking about that shit. Don't talk it. Trust your now. Stop paying attention to what is wrong and what is right and what you need to be cautious of. Because then you'll see the cycle of humanity back all the way to your child of the teachings about fear. If you don't do good, you won't get this. If you don't do that, then you won't get this. And if you do this, you get this. And what a fucking scam that was. I did everything right and I didn't get what I was supposed to get. How many of you feel that way? Huh?
Oh yeah.
Okay. So it's not about the external. Right? Yeah. And Max is raising his hand. Oh me. So it's not about the external. Don't get caught up in the busyness of this and that because that's the distraction. I trust my world. What if there's a person in front of me that vibrated into my reality? How can I not trust that person? I don't trust that person with my pin number or my savings account, or I don't. Now we're not talking about give and take bullshit trust. I trust that that's a vibrational attraction and that person is supposed to be there because they are there, but they're not there with purpose or intention. I'm trusting the reality of the interaction I'm about to become upon. I'm not trusting they're going to behave in a certain way. I'm not going to put my expectations on reality and say, okay, they're my reality, so they're going to fit my needs. That's another conjecture of lack of expectation. You just trust that your world is perfect now, now and 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 now. So you look at those things deeply within yourself and you go, my God, of course, if this person has COVID and this person has COVID, am I going to get sick? I don't know. I better prepare against it. I don't even pay it, and never mind. But and then if I have a truth, what if I have a truth? What if I have a fucking truth that doesn't have a debate? Like I'm not going to get sick. And you know that's not an affirmation. You know that's not a belief. And then you can make that statement because there's nothing wrapped around it. There's not one fucking ounce of doubt in there. There's the isness, there's the will of the now, and you won't create that experience for you. So you won't get sick. But you can't fucking fake that. You can't go around pounding your chest. I won't get sick because I am God. You gotta look at those
Yeah.
things. What
Yeah,
next?
absolutely. And that's one of the thing, right? That bypassing of saying I'm God, it's not gonna happen to me. I will not get sick. Yeah, that's not gonna work
Yeah.
because you need the need of saying it, the need of affirmation there. It it means that you don't believe it
Right.
because
If you need that, then you have doubt your own doubt. That's like hope. Hope
yeah,
implies
it's
doubt.
that. Yeah,
You know, and I did Esmeralda came in. For those of you who don't know, I'm a witch. I practice some aspects of witchcraft, and I did a spell. I know that spell worked because I'm a knowing of my skill set. My skill set as a witch is exceptional. Chanting and spells and different things. There's not a chance in the world I was going to get sick. No fucking way. But I wasn't demanding that. I wasn't affirming it because I fucking knew it. Just like you know you're taking a breath right now. You're not like, ah, I have to create the idea, I can breathe. You just fucking do it. You know it. So
yeah,
you must have that relationship with back to what we talked about, and instead of the idea of replace that word with the will of the now. The will.
yes, I love
That's my
that.
willing. I know it. I know these things. Just like you know something. Someone comes up to you and they try to tell you something that you're absolutely not. You're not going to pay them any attention. You won't have a reaction. You're not going to defend yourself unless you have lack. If you have no lack, you're like, okay, have a Coke and a smile. Whatever you want to believe, go on with your bad self. Bye. And there's no reaction to it because it's a knowing within your kingdom. That's your persona birthing, and you just like, okay. How many times have you guys like, oh my God, this guy's full of shit. I'm going to walk away. That's your knowing. You walked away from a situation that you just know stinks of fucking bullshit. It's riddled with all these ideas of these commodities of lack. And you go, no, I got this. Bye. That's the knowing. That's the self. If you don't have that, then do what your heart says in the moment, not what your mind commands. What your heart's commands tells you, you know? And
Yeah,
then, of course, people will say, well, this is that, and because of this, and because of that. You let people have their world because they only have their world, and you only have yours. Your interpretation creates your reality. Get to know yourself, get to know your beliefs, and enlighten that. Trust that your
yeah,
reality in the now is already there. People go, I didn't create this. The fuck you didn't. It's right here, right now, wrapped around you. No one else did
yeah.
that.
And probably it's easier to believe that when it's something that they want, that they prefer, that
Oh,
they,
yeah,
oh, I
sure.
did this, right?
Yeah, well, oh, I created that, but it's a good thing, yeah,
Yeah,
because then
that
then you get to be
because
prideful or
yeah,
accomplished.
yeah, but it's only your interpretation that, or our interpretation that gives that uh, oh, good or bad and that kind of stuff, that where we try to put everything in one way or another, and then obviously when you do that, then there are experiences that we will now prefer to have. But here is the thing with that, is that we are having it. We are having all of those experiences, all of them. So it's the preferring, or the I want this, I don't want that. Oh my goodness, it doesn't work because you are having them, and the only thing is that you're not right. You may not remember all of them because we are choosing what is in our memory, right? My memory is built in this moment, and in this moment in my memory, I have certain experiences that are there, but not others. Why those other experiences are not there? Because I choose not to have them in my memory, but I am having them right now, all of them,
Right now, bingo.
right? So it's our perception to pick and right to say, oh my, being raped, I will never choose to have that. You're having it, not in your memory. It's still something that you are experiencing, and whether you like it or not. And it's heavy, yes. Not saying that you have to love it or that you have to go and look for that because, oh, I'm having an experience. Not saying that. I'm just saying the experience, it's something that we are having, all of us, because we are here for the experience. That's why we're here. We're not here on vacation, or we are not here because we are, oh, I don't know where to go. Oh, let me go and see what is human.
You're here because you're attracted to this reality for the experience
Yeah,
of the evolution of self.
yeah,
Where else do we get to feel pain, joy?
yeah,
Beyond polarity, feeling the unconditional is something unknown to us until you transcend your own emotions. So embrace what you came here to do, experience humanity in its fullest. Never
yeah.
regret, never look back. Be.
Never
Take a chance
be
on yourself,
exactly.
man. Go.
And you know, for my experience, for what I've experienced so far, is that I've realized one thing is that the actual experience, like the experience of dying, I know that I don't remember that, but I know that I didn't have pain on that because I know I experienced death, right? But I choose not to leave, or in this reality I choose to stay, so I'm still here in this now, and I have the memory of experiencing that, and I know that there is no pain in it. The pain in it is where the pain is in those that witness it, yes, but again, who's creating it? Well, you. When you see it, it's you. Are they dying? Yeah, of course they're dying. You're not dying, they are dying. Yeah, of course, that the experience is there. But it's always in the eye of the beholder. It's always the one that is experiencing it that is creating it. So
Always in the eye
that
of the beholder.
is, yeah. So that is how it goes. So there is no living human being that can say, this is the experience of that. This is how you die. Why? Because
Because
they
everything
are
is
not
subjective.
having it. Yeah.
It's all subjective.
And that's for everything, right? But
Bingo.
it's to really take that in, that it's the thing is always in your eyes, you're experiencing it, even if you're just seeing it and you're saying nothing, you're not moving, you're just there like a statue, and things are moving around you. It's still you, because you are the one experiencing it. So even those things like death, it's an experience. And what happens? Well, in my experience, is that I'm still here. So in my experience, you keep going, you keep creating, you don't stop. So that the actual experience of death, it's in the eye of the beholder, the one that is seeing people leaving. That's the real experience. But again, this is in my experience, my perspective, what I've witnessed. And so bring it always back to you. Always. Even with those experiences, bring it back to you. It's still you.
Always bring it back to you. Own it. Bring it right back to you each and every time. Whenever someone calls someone an experience, that is an opinion, a subjective point of view from that person saying this is the truth. But again, right back to what Max said earlier, truth lies in the eye of the beholder. Everyone has their own subjective truth. One might be trashy, and the other might be treasure. But opinion doesn't value or devalue you. So another opinion doesn't make you more or less. You're your own truth. That's what you need to see. And that's how you experience life, is through those interpretations, those beliefs, those identities that we coveted due to our forgetting everything when we came here, separation. And as we evolve and recognize those things, then we start to feel our natural self. We don't react as the human. We ascend, evolve, transcend our belief systems into a more personal self, a more willing I am self, instead of the puppet that runs around due to its emotions. Good stuff, guys. I think that was a good
Yeah.
subject today, Max.
Yeah, an amazing subject.
Good.
And an essential one, so
Always vital. All right,
always
guys, we're
vital.
up on an hour. Thanks all for tuning in. And if
Yes.
you're interested in either one of us, I am Roxanne at odysseyofascension.com and also on YouTube, Odyssey of Ascension. And Max, tell them where they can find you.
You can find me breakfastwithmax.com and Breakfast with Max on YouTube. And yes, so thank you so much for joining us, to be here with us and share this moment with us. And thank you, Roxy. Always a pleasure.
Always awesome.
Always
All right,
awesome.
Max, we'll see you
Yes.
tonight's class, yeah?
Oh, yes.
All right.
Absolutely.
Love
With
you.
God. Bye. Love you.
Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.